The FIFA World Cup is in 7 days, and we're going to be taking a deep dive. Yes, we are going to be taking a deep dive into all the teams that are present in the FIFA World Cup, all the different groups, which teams can be able to progress, out of their individual groups in this FIFA World Cup. So I'm going to be doing deep SCGS. Like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube page. Let's go straight into the topic of the day. So let's look at the different groups in the FIFA World Cup. So in Group A, we have Czech Republic, we have Mexico, we have South Africa, we have South Korea in Group A. If I'm looking at Group A and I'm saying Group A is a relatively easy group, right? For me, Group A is a group where every team is balanced. Every team has the potential, to go through to the next stage. There is no team here that you can look at and say, this team is just world class. This team is out and beyond. But when I'm looking at this group, I'm looking at some of the teams that I think have the potential to go through to the next round. I'm looking at South Africa. Yes, I feel like South Africa, defensively, they're going to be very, very solid, right? And in the World Cup, one thing that you need to be able to move to the next stage is a very solid defense. So I'm looking at South Africa as one of those teams that defensively, they are going to be very, very solid, and they're going to be very, very difficult to break down. So in Group A, I think South Africa is going to come out of this group. Another team I'm looking at, to come out of this group is the Czech Republic. Yes, the Czech Republic is a team that is not really one of the best in Europe right now. They don't really have some of the best players in Europe. But Czech Republic as a team, I've watched them play once or twice, and I think they're a team that plays very good, entertaining, attacking football. They want to attack. They want to play on the front foot. And when I look at all these teams in this group, I'm looking at Czech Republic as a team that will score the most goals of all the teams in this Group A. So I'm saying Czech Republic will go through alongside South Africa in this Group A, right? Then maybe third place, I'm looking at South Korea. I don't know, for some reason, I don't really expect Mexico to make it out of this group. I don't know, for some reason. Mexico, it's not that Mexico is a bad team, but I feel like Czech Republic, South Africa, and South Korea has a better chance of getting out of this group than Mexico. Now let's go straight to Group B. In Group B, we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. We have Canada, and we have Qatar, and we have Switzerland. Now, when I look at Group B, I look at the two European teams that are there. Bosnia and Switzerland, these are two very good teams, right? So, I don't know. This group looks very, very straightforward for me. Canada, I don't know how good Canada is right now. I don't know how well they've been performing. I know that Canada is a team that is currently on the rise, and they are one of the best teams coming from North America. So, I think Canada might most likely finish either second or third. But for me, first position should go to Switzerland. I think Switzerland should finish first position. Then second and third position should be shared between Bosnia and Canada. In Group C, we have Brazil, we have Haiti, we have Morocco, and we have Scotland in Group C. I'm looking at Group C, and sincerely, Brazil is having a field day in this group, right? Brazil is going to have a field day, but I expect Morocco to make it out of this group. And I also expect Scotland to give a very, very good account of themselves in this group. Scotland is a very, very stubborn team to play against. If you have watched Scotland play in their different games, like if you watch them play in the Nations League, or you watch them play in the Euros, or you watch them play in their European qualifiers, they are very, very stubborn. Scotland they are one of those teams that you don't want to meet. So I feel like in this group, if Morocco is not careful, they might not make it out. But I expect Brazil and Morocco to finish first and second in this group. Scotland to finish most likely third, right? But if Morocco is not careful, I think Scotland might finish second and Morocco might finish third. This group is a very, very tough group. Haiti, I'm not rating them too much. I think they're going to finish last in that group. Let's go to Group D. In Group D, we have Australia, we have Paraguay, we have Turkey, and we have USA. Now, in this group, I'm looking at Turkey as the group leaders. I just 100% feel like Turkey is going to be the group leader. Turkey is a very good team. They have very, very good players like Kadaguler. They're on the rise. I feel like Turkey is one of those teams that I will call a dark horse, right? I feel like Turkey is one of those teams that I'm going to look at and say they are the dark horses of this World Cup. Turkey can go as far as quarterfinals in this World Cup because they are that good. So Turkey to top the group. Then finishing second, I'm looking at, USA. I'm looking at USA to finish second because they are the host country, right? And it's going to be very, very bad that the host country will finish last in their group. I think that they will have the support, they will have the backing of their fans, and most times when they are playing, their stadiums are going to be very, very packed, and they are going to have that home crowd advantage. So that is the only reason why I'm saying USA to finish second in this group. Then for third position, I think Paraguay. I think Paraguay will give a good account of themselves. I think Paraguay can be able to finish third in this group. Then Australia to finish in the last position in the group. Not to say that Australia is a bad team. Not to say that Australia is a bad team, but I just feel like Turkey, USA, and Paraguay will have a better of Australia. Then we move to Group E. In Group E, we have Curacao, we have Ecuador, we have Germany, and we have Ivory Coast. Now, you see this Group E. This Group E is a very, very interesting group. Germany of late have not been wonderful. Germany of late have not been the same Germany that we used to know. So I will not outright say Germany to top this group. I know that a lot of people look at the group and say Germany to top outright. Guys, Ecuador is a very, very stubborn team. Ecuador is one of those teams that you don't want to meet when it comes to competitions like this. You don't want to meet a team like Ecuador. Ecuador is a problem to any team, right? So I'm looking at Ecuador as one of the teams that might finish top in this group. Ecuador, Germany, Ivory Coast, right? Ivory Coast needs to play. They need to play out their lungs for them to be able to make it out of this group. The good thing is that I think there's an opportunity for third place teams to actually get to the next round. So if Ivory Coast gets good enough points, they can be able to finish as one of the third best teams to get through to the next round. So I'm looking at Ecuador, Germany, and Ivory Coast to finish third in that group. Then for Group F, we have Japan, right? We have Netherlands, we have Sweden, we have Tunisia. This group is a very interesting group. Very, very interesting group. Now, Japan is a very, very big problem. If you have watched Japan play football, you know that you cannot just look at this group and write off Japan. I think Japan will either finish first or second in this group. Yes. And I think Netherlands and Sweden will have a run for their money against Tunisia. For me, this is one of the group that is very, very tough in this World Cup. You see the Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia group, one of the toughest groups you can ever have in this World Cup, right? It is a very, very unpredictable group. It's a group whereby you cannot truly predict which team is going to finish first and second, but I'm just going to do a blind prediction. So I'm looking at Japan and Netherlands to finish first and second. I think Sweden might finish third. I don't know. Tunisia will need to play out their lungs to get out of this group. Then in Group G, we have Belgium, we have Egypt, we have Iran, and we have New Zealand. I think this one is a very straightforward group. I expect Egypt and Belgium to finish first and second. Then Iran and New Zealand should, either finish third or fourth in this group. Then in Group H, we have Cape Verde, we have Saudi Arabia, we have Spain, we have Uruguay. Another straightforward group for me. Spain and Uruguay to finish first and second. Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde, I think they will have to share, the other positions, right? They have to share third and fourth. But I think Spain and Uruguay first and second in this group. Then in Group I, we have France, we have Iraq, we have Norway, and we have Senegal. This group is tough. This group is tough. And I'm looking at this group and I'm saying, Senegal, Norway, France. These are the teams that I'm looking at to at least go through in this group, right? Iraq, I think Iraq is going to give everybody points. I think Iraq is going to give everybody 3 points. Not to say that they're not going to fight, but I feel like everybody needs to collect 3 points from Iraq. So my prediction is that France will finish top of the group. Senegal and Norway will fight it off for the second place. But for some reason, man, I don't know. I just feel like Norway, this is their first World Cup. They have not played the World Cup before. They'll be fired up. You have players like Erling Haaland. You have players like Solot. You have players like Odegaard. You have a lot of wonderful players in this Norway team who are going to be fired up for this competition. I don't know, man. I think Norway might finish second in this group. And I think Senegal will finish third. But I think Senegal will be among the third best teams, to go through to the next round. So I think even if Senegal finishes third, I still think that they will go through based on third best team. So France, Norway, Senegal in that group. Then in Group J, we have Algeria, we have Argentina, we have Austria, and we have Jordan. Hey, boy. You see this group? This group it's not easy. It's not an easy group. Yes, apart from Jordan, Austria, Argentina, and Algeria. These are teams that will give each other problems in this group. But my prediction is that Argentina will finish top of the group because of the Messi factor. If I remove Messi from that Argentina team, I don't think they are finishing top of the group. Just because they have Lionel Messi in that team, that's the only reason why I think they have a very strong chance of finishing top of this group. Then I think Austria will finish second in this group. I also feel like Algeria will give Austria a fight. They'll give them a run for their money. But I think Austria will finish second, then Algeria will finish third in that group. Then in Group K, we have Colombia, we have DR Congo, we have Portugal, we have Uzbekistan. Now, I think Uzbekistan will finish last. Portugal should finish first. I think Portugal are one of the favorites to win the World Cup. So I think Portugal should finish first and Colombia should finish second in this group. Then in Group L, we have Croatia, we have England, we have Ghana, we have Panama. Now, Croatia. Croatia is a very old team and they have experience. They have a lot of experience. So I'm not going to be ruling them out of this group. I think Croatia and England will go through. I think England will finish first. Croatia will finish second in this group. These are my predictions for the teams that will go through to the next round of the World Cup. What do you think? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you feel like there are other teams that you think are going to make it out of their groups that I did not mention, just drop it in the comment section. But for now, I feel like these are the teams that will go through to the next round of the competitions. Please like, please share, please subscribe.